Hello everybody and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, a part of the Kingdom Hearts series Let's Play. And here we are with, I believe this is episode 111? What have I done? Just thinking about that. What have I done? Just that number. It's insane. Today, we're going to continue the game. Last time we did the City of Bells. I'm not going to attempt to read. Fuck it, let's try it. La Site de Clashes. Today, we do the grid. Heading in with Sora, as we are known to do. Let's get into it. So given this more serious music than those tentacles, we can see we have a boss fight against Brawl Amari. Now, if I remember right, key to you is dodging your little dudes. Then you hide behind a rock. You don't hide behind a rock. I'm an idiot. Yeah, here, you have to slow down so you don't hit his barrier. And then you're completely open to going at his balls. Hit him right in his little glowy nuts. And then he's going to do a little bit of laser action. Let's try and see what we can do about that. I have actually a good amount to talk about because I did some grinding in between episodes here. Excited to talk shop about that and maybe explain some mechanics that I didn't really get into in terms of the Dream Eater stuff. Alright, so now he's going to do the wall. So long as you don't get hit by that, I believe, is what gives you a free ticket to just unload on this guy. And just like that, he's done. There are upgraded versions of these fights that will happen later that are a bit more involved, but that's basically it. Your main goal there is speed. If you want A ranks on these, you really need to do them quickly. And you need to optimize damage. If you had a chance to kill something, you got really close but didn't manage it, well, you've missed out. And now you gotta go through you have to do the whole phase again, and that can really screw you over.
What? This outfit? Hey, I know where I am. Huh? Whoa! What is that?
So we have a new reality shift for this brand new world known as the Grid. It's called Code Break. You press the buttons next to certain codes to try and create a phrase. Doing this will let you manipulate the environment or your foes. You're basically hacking. And it's pretty cool. I actually like this one quite a bit. So welcome to the Grid. This is based on the... Man, I just fucked my mind up. I was gonna say the recent Disney film Tron Legacy. Tron Legacy came out 8 years ago. Whew, 2010. It was December 2010. But I'm sorry to make people suddenly turn to dust and crumble away. But that may have happened here. Fun fact, Sora was never meant to be in this world. Back when they were developing this game, they ended up cutting out some stuff, which a lot of people worry about cut content in games. Sora and Riku were met in two instances, another instance I'll mention when we get to it later on in the LP. Sora was supposed to go to one version of a world while Riku goes to another. Riku was meant to go to the Grid, and Sora was meant to go to Space Paranoids from Kingdom Hearts 2. He'd get to represent the old style of Tron we've already played in KH2, and Riku gets to be in the more, you know, edgier, cooler version that we're here now, but due to time constraints, they weren't able to do both, because that is a lot of effort. And the team could only do so much with, and, you know, make sure to reach their milestones. But in terms of worlds, I really enjoy this one. I think the theme is pretty cool, and the fact that every Keyblade looks a good bit different as you put them on, because they have to make them jet black and add in the cool, like, LED style of it. So, big fan of it. What I wanted to talk about is Dream Eater stuff. I made a couple of new ones here, so let's have a look at what we got. So, new ones, I believe we made all of these. The two new ones should be Heavy Rep and Wee Flower. And you'll notice that this one right here is flashing. So let's head on over to the ability link menu, and I can show that off really quickly. So if we head on over to Heavy Rep and zoom back in, this is a horrible name, by the way. This little lizard is done. I've filled in his entire little ability link menu. Gone in, used all the link points, and you'll notice that there are areas here that are little tracks with moving arrows. These are additional routes, secret routes, that you can unlock via doing special things and changing your Dream Eater's disposition. They'll unlock, they'll give you more stuff to do, usually leading to some really decent skills, like I got an additional defense boost, I got an additional HP boost, stuff like that. In fact, we also have that done on Meow Wow. All I need to do to finish Meow Wow is get it to level 25, and then I can break open this gate, and then give him his final skill, Curaga, which is going to be quite useful to us. At this point, I can talk about disposition. You'll notice that the eyes of these Dream Eaters, that we got purple and we got blue. Dispositions are a Dream Eater's fighting style. So, you can manipulate how they'll fight and act based on certain things. A good way to manipulate it is using different types of food and throwing them at the Dream Eater. They'll eat a little bit of it, and then you have to do a certain thing, whether it's poking them on their stomach, rubbing their feet, you know, hitting them in the head. Certain things will do it, and then they will change color to a certain type, and that color is matched to their disposition. And certain dispositions will unlock these secret pathways in their ability link menu. So you'll tend to want to do that. For example, I believe I had this little guy here, this little lizard, in, I don't know, it might have been salamander form? And whatever form it was made him stay near the back, not really get into fights, and shoot balls of fire. And as it turns out, it would not increase his link meter at all with those attacks. Only physical attacks would do that. So I'd never get to link with him, as he wasn't building that pink meter on his little HUD there. So what I had to do was I had to change his disposition to something else. And now he gets in fights all the time, and it's very easy to fill that up. So with that said, the game is very involved in messing around with stuff and figuring out the puzzle that is messing with your Dream Eaters to get them to do exactly what you want and getting them to unlock certain pathways and new abilities. The system's very interesting. I don't know if it's my favorite system for Kingdom Hearts. It definitely has a lot more effort put into it, and it's kind of a cool, like, oh, you're taking care of your little monsters, and it brings party-style gameplay back, which is something that we were sorely missing from Birth by Sleep. So, I enjoy it, but it can be a bit of a grind fest. So I can see some people not gelling with it too much. I feel like a lot of the systems in Dream Drop Distance are a bit more on the side of divisive. Whether it's the dropping mechanic, which some people can take or leave it when it comes to they don't like this meter, they don't like the stress, they don't like timers, which, you know, I can see why. And they may not like having to build these guys up. They probably liked grinding commands and mixing them and, you know, going at their own pace. And here it's much harder to get broken in this. Unfortunately, they created Balloon. I guess we could talk about that a little bit. Balloon is a spell that was implemented. Achieve victory without triangle. Alright, sure. That means just spam flow motion. Balloon is a spell type in this game that specifically spawns a balloon. And its later versions spawn multiple balloons. Some of them end up seeking in on the enemy. And it does a ridiculous amount of damage. They're supposed to be like a colorful, funnier version of mines from Birth by Sleep. The problem is they do way too much damage. And specifically Balloonra does an obscene amount of damage and seeks in with, I believe, 5 to 6 balloons at one time, and it makes every other move in the entire game obsolete. Just completely. It does a ridiculous amount of damage, and in all of their efforts, all of Square's, like, Osaka team's efforts to try and balance this game specifically and make it so, you know, you can stay at a decent power level and not break the game by your knee. It's all for naught, because that is the best skill to use in basically every combat situation. Are they far away from you? Go ahead and use it. Those balloons are going to seek in on the enemy. Are you going to be close to them? Do it there. They'll all explode on contact. So you'll find that many people, especially on the higher difficulties, are going to be using that stuff exclusively. Just get a whole set of commands for it, which means that certain Dream Eaters are very popular with it, and if you play as Sora, one of the upcoming dive segments is straight up going to reward you if you get an A rank with Balloonra, if I recall. So it's going to be a very useful skill. You may be wondering, KZ, are you going to use it? Are you going to exploit this thing that you were kind of talking about? It ended up being the detriment to this game in terms of balance. You fucking know the answer to that, man. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Absolutely. I'm gonna have a decent mix, but I'm gonna have at least 2 of those suckers on my character. You can bet it. Dollars to donuts is the best. It is the best strat. Get some good damage in, because some of the later bosses in this game are fucking nuts. Even though I'm playing on standard mode, and this is the one game where I'm totally going standard. One, because Let's Plays take quite a bit of time, and my videos are generally pretty long. So my whole thing is like, I can't bring myself to go on critical. 2, I ain't doing critical on a fresh file. This game's bullshit. This, in my opinion, is the hardest Kingdom Hearts game. It is just the hardest one. Now I have a few reasons as to why. I do not count 0.2, which is the Kingdom Hearts 3 like 2-hour demo / prologue that was released along with this collection. I don't count that because it's 2 hours. That, I guess, technically would be the hardest thing, because oh boy. But this, all the enemies are fast. Many of the bosses just don't know what the term hit stun actually is. And just, you're getting your ass kicked all the time. Everything's just so fast. And I found that a lot of things go past once more second chance. The way they deal with combo hits in this is a little bit suspect. And the fact that if you die, all of your commands go on cooldown at the start when you try to start the fight again, which puts you at a major disadvantage, especially in later fights, when you're getting your ass kicked from the very beginning, and you're like, oh, my cures are still on, they're still on cooldown. That's great, man. So this game pulls no punches, and I feel like some of the design for the difficulty is not perfect, because Osaka team, I don't think, has really nailed the perfected balance that Kingdom Hearts 2 had, but I still find it very enjoyable. I still find it very kinetic, very exciting, very exhilarating, but it is a step down. But I still, it's like comparing a 10 out of 10 to an 8. It's still damn good and enjoyable to play, but some parts you're like, man. So yeah, I have no time for going super hard in a Let's Play.
Whoa! Oh, man!
Identify. State your handle, program.
I, don't have any handles, but the name's Sora.
Verifying handle, Sora. Handle not found. Stray program recognized.
Hey! What?
Isolating for quarantine.
Whoa there! That is so unfriendly.
Escape the guards. They're not chasing me. They're not. I thought my recording program was fucked up when they started talking. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot they talk in like distorted speech, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm liking this take of this episode. I don't want to lose this. Alright, I guess go this way. This counts as escape. I gotta get... Oh, fucking... Alright. It's like, not that way. Don't do that. Oh, no, there they are. So, these guards actually have a decent amount of health. And they give good experience. You gotta be careful, though. They could cause problems. Thankfully, hitting them hard enough gives them a good stun. I really appreciate these being proper enemies, because it's a good way to mix up fighting the heartless substitute in this game, the nightmares. It's something I always liked in Kingdom Hearts is, of course, they have the mix of heartless, nobodies, unversed, nightmares, or / dream eaters. Like, that always works. But having a mix of enemies that are from the world is also really good too. And that's in tandem with fighting the bosses, like you're fighting Captain Barbossa and stuff like that, but also to bring up pirates from KH2. The fact that you got to fight the various cursed pirates in that, I feel like really added to it. Even stuff like the card soldiers and Wonderland, and just having enemies that aren't that exist within the world and aren't just relegated to boss fights, I think does quite a bit to really improve the game. Then sometimes it makes it so it's not super focused on the only form of combat exists from the Heartless themselves, the video game original things. And I think that works out pretty well. So whenever it makes sense, I like that they have it in there. So if you're in Wonderland, you're probably going to have to fight off those card soldiers from time to time, or maybe you gotta take down these guys, or the cursed pirates in Port Royal. Whenever it makes sense, I really, really appreciate its inclusion. I think it's real swell. It's real swell. By the way, I'm currently in hell. I can talk about it not related to the game. I'm so far behind on video stuff. Like, we started alternating this LP every other day, along with another side LP, which at the time is the new Dissidia Final Fantasy game story mode. And the main reason I was doing that is, one, I was running out of footage for this. I was doing a lot of this stuff last minute. And I think there's another reason, though. It's because the Kingdom Hearts 3 newest trailer is expected to come out 9 days from now. 9 days from when I'm recording this. It's going to be on the next Saturday. I'm recording this on the 1st of February, and I want to be able to talk about it in the LP a little bit, so I wanted to make sure that was going on. Hello.
Tron. He's alive.
She looks so dead inside.
Look at that boy's weapon. It's different.
But it's something you programmed, right, Dad?
Huh? No, Sam. No, I've never seen it.
Those are some real ass people. I'm done listening.
What was that about?
Hey,
Huh?
that weapon. Can I see it?
Oh.
This is just incredible. What a program. The weapon and the wielder.
Program? Not me. This is called a Keyblade, and I'm Sora.
I'm Sam.
So this is like Tron's world, right?
You know Tron.
This clashes so much.
Yeah, I've met him and stuff.
Listen, that program you just fought was Tron.
What? That was Tron?
Tron used to be a good friend. Together, we created this place, the Grid. It was something, man. But then Clue staged a coup. I was exiled, and Tron wound up getting de-rezzed. Or so I thought. Clue made him into a new program called Rinsler. That's the thing about programs. Mess with the code just a little, and their whole nature and memory can change.
But that's horrible. Most of this is over my head. But both Tron and this world do seem pretty different. Still, if that's really the Tron I know, we should change him back.
Bingo. And now you're up to speed. If we're lucky, Clue kept a backup of Tron's source code. He's a program, after all. He'd be methodical like that.
So, if we get Tron's source code back from Clue, we can put him back to normal, right?
That's the idea.
Great! Thanks, mister.
Where are you going?
I'm going after Clue.
Do you even know where he is?
Nope, no idea.
What a strange user. You're nothing like Flynn or Sam. Come on, Sora. I'll show you the way.
Huh?
Cora, we have to keep moving.
Yeah. What are you gonna do if Rinsler attacks again?
If we're in a hurry, we have to take care of Rinsler first.
The two of us can handle him.
All right. Do what you can. Maybe you and Sora can help Tron.
Dad, no.
Relax, Sam. I have a feeling Sora is someone we can trust. Now you and me need to press on.
Okay. Cora, be careful.
You too. All right. It's you and me. You ready, Sora?
Yeah, let's do this, Cora.
Clue should be at the helm of his battleship, the Rectifier. We can get there with a solar sailor from the underground docks.
What's this? A Keyblade.